Roberts on the Fan.
Joe and Evan, Evan and Joe, on WFAN Sports Radio. If you want to be in the New York, no, gotta go with Joe and Evan, Evan and Joe. 66 on your AM dial, 101.9 FM. Joe and Evan on the Fan. Joe and Evan on WFAN.
All right, 10:04 on the Fan, and a very good Monday morning to you. A happy New Year, although not very happy if you're a Jet fan today. Benigno Roberts back in the midday, 877-337-6666 is the phone number. We'll be here at 1 o'clock. Mike Stein, Francesa on the Fan will come your way. Dolph Kramer, Ernie Acosta on the other side of the glass. And, bro, I mean, this is, as I said, I told you this before. I said this to Chernoff just now. This is the days that you wish I was not doing this anymore and was playing golf right now somewhere in Florida where I could try to forget about yesterday, because this was as tough a loss as a guy who's watched his team now since 1965, and there's been many brutal losses. This one is right up there. I mean, when you consider how well this team was playing, when you consider how wide open the AFC looks right now, certainly the Patriots look like a very vulnerable team. There's no great team in that conference. When you consider all that, I just think it couldn't be worse. And to me, bro, and I'll let you go off here in a second. To me, bro, every aspect of this team deserves criticism. From the coach to the offense to the defense to the special teams. This was a team-wide disaster. No other way to say it.
Oh, my God. Dude, from top to bottom, they sucked.
Terrible.
You know what I mean? From top to bottom. From the coaching staff. And I get it. Chris Ivory always is banged up, and he's a tough guy, and he takes a lot of contact. But I'll tell you this. When the ball was in his hands for the 5 seconds it was,
right.
Chris Ivory did the most positive damage for the New York Jets. Yet, how many times did he touch the ball yesterday?
8. What do you get, 8 carries?
8 carries?
Yeah.
Give me a break.
8 carries.
That's number one. Number two, the quarterback, at least yesterday, it looked like the fairy tale ended. You know, Ryan Fitzpatrick had a wonderful season. He had a great season. Maybe the best season we've ever seen from a Jet quarterback. Yesterday, he stunk, and I don't want to hear about the wind. I don't want to hear about how windy it was.
No.
I don't want to hear about that. This was his moment. This was his moment to not only put the exclamation point on a tremendous season, but he was going to go to the playoffs. It was all right in front of him, and he stunk. He didn't play well. Brandon Marshall, it was his moment, and he ended up playing better, but how about the first ball thrown his way? Huge drop.
Yep, huge.
How about the defense?
Oh.
They couldn't get a pass rush all day long. That's number one. Number two, I love Darrelle Revis. He was horrible yesterday. He was horrible. How much room did he give Sammy Watkins all day long?
Oh, he had 10-yard cushions all day. How many third downs did they kill him on? 4th down. I mean, it was unbelievable.
The special teams, oh my God. Whether it was the horrific Quigley punt that was caught by Jim Kelly on the sidelines, or it was the missed field goal, and you knew that was coming. You knew that was coming. Makes you miss Nick Folk, doesn't it? The special teams disaster. And despite all of that, here's what was the most gut-wrenching part. They could have and they should have won this football game anyway.
No, you're not. You're right.
They could have and they should have won. How many times on third down?
Oh, God.
How many times on third
all
down?
Day.
Or fourth down?
Right.
All day. Could they knock it off the field?
To me, that's as bad as every other aspect was. And as I said, every aspect deserves their credit for the loss here. And Fitzpatrick wasn't good. And the biggest play of the game is the pick in the end zone to McKelvin. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Even Bullock probably would have made a field goal. They had the ball on the 15-yard line or whatever it was. So that was the killer play. But that defense just bled the entire day. And just every third down, Watkins was wide open constantly. I know. Obviously, the game plan was don't let Watkins beat us deep. Don't let him beat him over the top. So all he did was beat him underneath all day. And they never gave Revis help. I mean, it was a joke. If Revis is playing off on 10 yards, and every big pass play, third down, he hit that 4th and 7. Greg Salas with big third down catches. It was a joke, bro. No, it was a joke.
All day long?
All day long.
9
no
for
pass
20.
Rush, like you said.
9 for 20 on third down.
Seemed like a lot more than that.
Well, because you got to throw in the 2 fourth down conversions they had.
Right.
If you include those, they were 11 for 22.
Right.
When you're hitting 11 for 22, and a lot of them in big spots,
spots.
It feels like, 11 times.
They had the ball all day. Bro, they had the ball all day. And how many bad penalties? You had a terrible penalty early in the game that set up the second touchdown on the kid Williams on a personal foul. Maybe Incognito pushed him first, but so what? You can't get that personal foul there. That set up a touchdown. And then Sheldon Richardson on a play where the Bills were not going to snap it.
They got E.J. Manuel at quarterback.
They weren't snapping it. They were playing for exactly what they did, having somebody jump offside.
Yeah.
And even though they held them to a field goal there, that caused the Jets like 2-something minutes where they might have had the ball to do something before halftime.
Yes, if they don't screw up and Sheldon Richardson doesn't have the brain lock, and then Rex calls a timeout and they kick a field goal, the Jets are going to get the football with 2.5 minutes to go.
Exactly.
You're 100% right. Now, that's not a guarantee they're going to score, but they'll have a better chance because instead they got the ball with 20 seconds left.
Right. That's
so
it. They basically kneeled, and that was the end of it.
They had no chance.
Right.
They had no chance. And that penalty, even though there are so many more plays you can circle, that was the penalty in which you say, did these guys come ready to play?
Right, exactly right.
That was the moment where you said, are these guys ready to play? And there was so many little penalties that hurt them. On special teams, there were penalties that hurt them.
How about the too many guys in a huddle penalty from about their own, early in the game, from about their own 15-yard line or whatever it was.
And that was the play right before the Quigley shank of a punt.
Right.
Where they get the 5-yard penalty, then Fitzpatrick gets sacked, then Quigley puts together one of the worst punts you'll ever see, and the Bills are just completely set up.
On their own, on the Jet 25 yards.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
That was horrible. And I'll tell you something else, too. And guys had chances to make plays. I mean, you mentioned that drop by Marshall, even though he played well after that. There was a play where Decker, the pass was a little low, but I thought Decker could have gone down and caught it near the goal line. I think that was right before the field goal. Or the missed field. Not the field. I didn't want the one they missed. And then how about Quincy Enunwa, who we've been, praising? He had 2 chances in his game. After the fumble to start the third quarter, the Jets are set up in Buffalo territory. First, Enunwa drops a pass, which would have been a first down, maybe even broke a tackle, it would have been in the end zone. And then the very next play, Fitzpatrick does that little underhand flip to him. He would have easily had the first down. He drops the ball.
Oh, that's why this
and then he had to kick the field goal.
On every level, a collective failure.
Every level.
Everybody deserves blame.
Everybody deserves blame.
And Ryan Fitzpatrick wasn't good.
No.
He's not the only one that deserves blame because after he throws that interception to McKelvin, the Jets had 4 opportunities to get off the field.
Right.
And if they would have gotten off the field on 3rd and 7 and forced a 3 and out, they're getting the ball back. And all they need is a field goal to take the lead with like 8 or 7 minutes to go. But of course, Greg Salas 20 yards. Then they convert on another 3rd and 7.
Was that when they hit the 4th down play? Wasn't that the drive when they hit Watkins for the 4th down?
That was the drive after they did that. But they all run together because, like you said,
they all seem the same.
Yes, because 22 times in this game, they had a chance to convert on 3rd or 4th down, and they converted 11 times.
Yeah, unbelievable.
This is supposed to be a big-time defense. They were not a big-time defense yesterday.
No, it's funny because the offense this year overachieved in my mind. It was better than anybody thought it was going to be, and the defense wasn't as good as we thought it was going to be.
No.
And the special teams were horrible. They were horrible.
And it's very difficult to take a step back today of all days and say, well, they went 10-6.
No, I don't want to hear it. That makes it worse to me. It does. It makes it worse.
Well, it's always how it ends. If somebody would have said to us in August the Jets are going to go 10-6, we would have been thrilled. We would have assumed they would have made the playoffs.
We're right. We would have signed for 10-6.
But it's the way they get there. Here they are, Week 17, against a mediocre football team. The Buffalo Bills are the definition of mediocre. They're an 8-8 team. And they have their chance to knock them out, make the postseason, and who knows, in a wide-open AFC. Who knows? And that's why this frustration is not going to end tomorrow. And it's not going to end Wednesday. Because when you watch the playoffs and you watch the AFC playoffs, every Jet fan is going to look and they're going to think, what if? What if? Because the Cincinnati Bengals are flawed. God knows the New England Patriots are flawed.
They look very vulnerable.
The number 1 seed Denver Broncos, and here comes Peyton Manning riding to the rescue. I thought that would happen in the playoffs, not Week 17, but whatever. All of the Kansas City Chiefs, give them credit, they've won a million games in a row. Houston, they're all flawed. I know the Jets are flawed too, but if they would have gotten into the tournament, they would have had a shot to dream, right?
Yeah, hey.
And now we're going to sit our carcasses watching all these other mediocre teams battle it out in the AFC when it was all right in front of them. So that's why it's frustrating. And then looking ahead, I don't know what this team's going to look like next year.
You have no idea.
And I don't know what the quarterback is.
Yeah.
Because as great as he was, Joe, the fairy tale ended yesterday.
Bro, I have no. Can I expect him to be with the kind of year he had, this year, next year? Can I expect Brandon Marshall to have the kind of year he had again next year? I can't expect any of that. Can I expect them to be as healthy as they were this year? Because let's be honest, they were a pretty healthy team. They really had no major injuries all year long. They really didn't, when you think about it. And especially when you look at what injuries other teams had. Is Wilkerson back? Now he's got a broken leg. Who knows what happens to him? Damon Harrison is a free agent. They got a ton of guys. Ivory's a free agent. We go right on down the line. I don't know what this team's going to be next year. I have no idea. Bilal Powell's a free agent. I don't know. I have no idea. They could be 3-13 next year. And I have no idea about the coach. The jury's still out on him. And he's the sixth straight Jet head coach. Six in a row now that have had a winning season his first year. And that's only in the last 19 years. So based on that, I got to figure 4 years from now, Bowles will be gone. No, I mean it. Would you bet against that, bro?
No. But can I give you something positive on this gloomy day?
Give me something positive.
They missed the playoffs with a first-year head coach.
Okay.
All right?
Well, maybe that's good.
They were on this magical run.
You know what? Maybe right. Maybe that's good.
Yeah.
You're right. Maybe that's good. I don't know. But I still have no idea what this coach is. I'll tell you one thing. There was a number of games this year where he didn't have his team ready to play football.
Like yesterday.
Exactly. Yeah, the Oakland game, the Houston game, yesterday, the two Buffalo games, yesterday, the other Buffalo game. Come on. And all we got was a major tease. We got teased when they started 4-1. We're all pumped up. Oh, this is a good team. We're going to the playoffs. Next thing you know, they're 5-5. Okay, it's another disaster year. Great. No. We're going to do it to you again. We're going to reel you back in again. We're going to give you a 5-game winning streak. We're going to have you go gaga. We're going to beat the Giants. We're going to beat the Patriots. We're going to be all pumped up. And then you get it right up your rear end again with this franchise. Just like basically every year for the last 47 years. This one was as bad as it gets. There's nothing good to say today. Nothing.